Welcome to The Sleepy Voice, the podcast your sleep is waiting for. So find your favorite position, close your eyes, and let the sleepy voice lead you into sleep. Tonight, under a blanket of stars and quiet moonlight, I invite you to drift away to a place where time moves slower, where waves kiss the rocks, and a soft glow on the horizon tells stories older than the sea itself. This is the story of the lighthouse keeper's lantern, a quiet tale of light, of waiting, and of finding your way home. At the edge of a sleeping sea, beyond the maps and murmurs of ordinary travelers, stood a weathered lighthouse on a rocky bluff. Its white stone shimmered faintly under the moonlight, and its tower rose like a watchful eye into the star-filled sky. Few ships passed anymore. The coastal town nearby had faded with time, like a memory that still lingers but no longer speaks. Yet the lighthouse remained, not abandoned, but patiently alive. Inside lived Elliot, the keeper. Elliot wasn't the kind of man many people remembered, but those who had met him once always carried something from him, a calm presence, a soft voice, the way he paused before answering, as if listening to the wind first. He had tended to this lighthouse for 43 years. Each evening at precisely 6:43, he began his quiet routine. A kettle of tea brewed slowly. His old boots, worn smooth by time, climbed the spiral staircase that wound through the tower's stone heart. Cradled in his hands was his most treasured companion, a heavy brass oil lantern, burnished with age, its glass tinted slightly amber. Rumors whispered through coastal towns spoke of its light. It was said to shine not just through fog and rain, but through confusion, sorrow, and fear. Some even believed it could reach the hearts of the lost, on sea or on land. But Elliot never said a word about the lantern's magic. He only said, sometimes, a light just needs to be seen. He lit the beacon in the tower each night, whether ships were near or not, whether storms came or not, because it wasn't about being seen. It was about being there, just in case someone needed it. On this particular night, the sky above was deep and clear, a velvet canvas painted with 1,000 stars. The kind of sky that made you feel very small and very safe all at once. Elliot stood on the outer balcony of the lighthouse, leaning slightly on the rusted railing. The air smelled of salt and stone, and a gentle wind tousled his silver hair. Far below, the sea whispered its secrets to the rocks. There was something in the air. He felt it in the way the waves moved, just slightly different, in the hush between gusts of wind. It was a presence, a quiet longing. He took out the lantern, holding it in both hands. Its weight was familiar, comforting, like holding time itself. He didn't light it immediately. He simply waited. He closed his eyes, breathed in, and there, beneath the stillness, he felt it, a ship, lost, alone, somewhere far off, beyond the horizon, a vessel adrift, caught in the long silence, between stars. The crew must be weary, hands cold on damp ropes, eyes scanning the dark. No stars to steer by, no compass that could show them the way. Only hope. And hope, Elliot believed, was best delivered as light. With steady hands, Elliot struck a match and brought it to the lantern's wick. There was a faint flicker, then a soft, golden flame bloomed inside the glass. The lantern glowed gently, like a heartbeat. Then it pulsed, just once, and the air around him shimmered. From the top of the lighthouse, the light reached out, long and low, not blinding like the beacon above, but warm and deliberate. It curled through the sky like a whisper, weaving between clouds and ocean spray. Out at sea, the lost ship drifted in eerie quiet. Inside, the crew spoke in hushed tones. The captain, a woman with a steady gaze, stood at the helm, her knuckles white against the wheel. "Hold fast," she whispered, to no one in particular. "There's always a way." And then, one sailor pointed. "There," he breathed. For off, a golden thread shimmered, too low to be a star, too bright to be chance. The crew stood silent as the gentle light moved not toward them, but for them. It didn't demand. It simply offered. Back at the lighthouse, Elliot sat on a wooden stool, sipping his tea slowly. He didn't need to watch. He didn't even need to hope. He had done this before. The light always found them, those who truly looked. Hours passed, slow and steady, like the ticking of a sleepy clock. The sea, once restless, had settled into a rhythmic lullaby. Clouds drifted across the stars, and the tide began its gentle retreat from the rocks below. Elliot stood again, wrapping his coat tighter around his shoulders. From the tower, he could just make out a shadow approaching. A dark figure on the water, first faint, then firm, then whole. The ship had seen the light, and it had followed. No bells were rung, no cheers erupted. It was not that kind of arrival. It was something deeper, like a forgotten name being remembered, like a breath finally released. The ship docked quietly at the nearby cove. Lamps were lit. Boots touched land. Elliot, watching from above, simply nodded and whispered into the wind, "You're safe now." He turned down the flame of the lantern. The glow softened. The night held its breath, and then exhaled. Now, as the ship fades into port, as the lantern's glow dims, and the stars above hold steady, let your mind drift with the waves. Let your breath match the rhythm of the sea, and allow the light of the lighthouse to guide you to your own peaceful shore. You're safe, you're home, and sleep is just a breath away. Sleep now, gentle dreamer. Let the lantern guide you too into calm seas and quiet stars.